Good morning, YouTube. This your boy Jehovah. Just checking in once again. And I'm happy to report that the Senate Republicans and a couple Democrats blocked the voting rights bill and the filibuster and everything else they were trying to pass, I guess, yesterday. And, Senate Republicans blocked Democrat voting right legislation. I mean, I think that's a good thing, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that's a great thing for America. America is America. I'm an 80s baby, and I just remember it was more family unity, more. I'm just speaking of the positive now, not the negative. I'm just the positive, because we always focus on the negative of America. But there were some positive points in my life in America that I still want my children to experience. I still want my grandchildren to experience. I don't want my children to experience what I'm experiencing right now in America. Even as a black man in America, I face racism, I face oppression, I face a lot of things as a black man, and I understand that, and I try not to make excuses about it either. I try not to make excuses about it. But if y'all hear somebody snoring, that's my dog. She got I don't know, she just under me right now. But even as a black man, I had to step back and just look at the greater good of this, and that is voting. Like, my whole thing is this: how they was promoting the voting rights and stuff, they were making it seem like black people in America don't have voting rights. I think we got the voting rights around the civil rights era or something. So I was confused at them. I'm like, why they keep saying, why they keep using these cold words? This is like the legacy of Jim Crow. I'm like, Jim Crow? People passed away and was hunted and killed during that time, during the Jim Crow era, just to vote. Like especially my people, FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, we died trying to get the right to vote. So I totally understand that if they were said back then, but right now, how's this Jim Crow 2.0 in 2022? All because of voting. So how they disguise everything to black people, hey, they trying to take your voting rights away. They trying to do this, they trying to do that. And they know black people scared. They know you can say anything to black people. They going, okay. But if you really just sit and think about it, how? How? Even for me as a black male in the South, I'm from Mississippi, but I live in Texas. And I never, throughout my years since I turned 18, I never had an issue with voting. Never. I always had an ID. I think everybody that votes should have an ID. Why we can't have identification? Why we can't make people that's not that if you want to vote, you should have an ID? That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel, because I can't go to Europe and vote. I can't go to Jamaica and vote. I can't go to Canada and vote. Hell, where else? I can't go anywhere besides the United States to vote. You know what I'm saying? I can't even go to another state and vote if I'm not registered to vote. As an American, think about it. I can't go to another state and vote if I really wanted to, unless I registered there in that state, unless I'm a resident at that state. Now I'm pretty sure it's cause I know it's a bunch of smart people on here, and they're gonna say, well, you wrong. I say, okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But for the most part that I know of, as a dummy to the political system, I figured that if I moved, cause when I moved from Mississippi, I had to register in Texas to vote. So now I can't vote in Mississippi since I'm not a resident there. But I just think it's wrong. I don't think it's fair to us as the American people that other people from other countries can just vote here. Just vote. Like, for what? They don't even know nothing about America like that, but they just come over here just to vote. And it's gonna hurt us as a people, just as a whole. Not only black people, we getting pummeled. Like, we getting dropped because of this voting and immigration. Because immigration has killed a lot of economics in my community. It watered down everything in my community. There's resources that we need in my community that is given to immigrants. And I just think it's just not fair, man. My people, we fought for civil rights, and a lot of these funds going to the immigrant groups. You have Afghans that come here, and they get the get all the benefits and everything. People that cross the border illegally, they trying to get them legalized here. And it just taking a lot of jobs away. Labor is getting cheaper and cheaper. As a matter of fact, I was listening to Vlad TV interview yesterday, and they was asking Gilbert Arenas was explaining the situation about how, and this was just eye opening to me. And I heard about it, but it's just different when you hear from someone explaining it. But he was explaining why he was getting beat up on Twitter or on social media, going viral for making a comment he made about how dark skin. Well, basically he was talking about Africans, basically. So I'm just gonna give you a gist of that. So he was talking about Africans, right? And the thing that stood out to me most was he was saying that American actors, foundation of Black American actors, are not getting the roles that they used to. And the reason why, because they have Black Brits, Black immigrants that come here, and it's cheaper labor. And I ain't think about that, because I noticed, like, why they got all these Black immigrants on TV, and I see why some of this stuff is failing. I see why the quality in our movies is not as good. A lot of these foreign Black actors are just not good actors. Well, they good. Hold on, let me say this. They're good, but you can just tell that it's just a different type of energy compared to when you see an American act, like a Denzel Washington act, Kerry Washington act. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a difference, man. You can feel it. You can just feel it. Who else we got? We got just like a lot of Black actors that we don't see no more, and they're being replaced by immigrants that's come here, because guess what? They're cheaper labor. So now certain industries don't have to pay American actors that much. Even white actors are catching it right now. I'm seeing a lot of British and Australian actors taking major roles from American actors. Now I understand, it's all about cheap labor, but hell, ain't they treating the actors like they treat the people in other countries by outsourcing our jobs to other countries because of cheaper labor? And I think that's what's happening, man. I think that's just not fair. But as Gilbert Arenas was explaining, he was like, they don't ask questions. They just come here and just do the work. But if you even look at some of these movies, even when they play like certain black heroes and figures from America, it just don't translate right. And I honestly think that a lot of these movies are tanking without Black Americans. I'm talking about movies with Black actors in it. A lot of the movies just not that good, in my opinion. Yeah, they act pretty good, but just the energy not there. It's just like, it's just an emptiness or something like that. But I don't know, maybe I'm just tripping. And another thing too that I noticed, they're like a lot of our sitcoms now, it's just weird, man. It's just not American. So that's just my perspective, man. I'm rolling with the Republican Party with this. Shout out to the Republicans. I know they get a bad rep. I'm just happy that's passed. Racism is gonna be here forever, man. And Republicans not the only racists out here. Both sides are. Democrats just a little more aggressive with theirs, in my opinion. But hey, we'll see, y'all. So shout out to the I think 2 or 3 Democrats voted against, and the rest of the Republicans stood tall. So hey, let's keep going. Let's keep fighting for American democracy, man. I love America. Shout out to y'all. Peace out.